Thank you for visiting bestbiblecommentaries.com. In this video, I'd like to show you one of the best reviewed commentaries on the book of Psalms. Before I do, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to this channel to see videos on Bible commentaries, study Bibles, and other resources that help people understand God's Word. Derek Kidner is the author of Psalms in the Tyndale Old Testament Commentary series. Kidner wrote these volumes 1973 to 1975. Each volume is just under 300 pages in length, so it's almost 600 pages in the set altogether. But 600 pages to comment on 150 Psalms tells you the kind of commentary it is. It does not go into a lot of depth on any of the Psalms. It's not an exegetical commentary. It doesn't include conversation on recent biblical scholarship or the history of interpretation. The reason why it's well reviewed is because of Kidner's theological and devotional insights he offers. He does go into the background of different Psalms, but the strength of the commentary is really on the theological and devotional reflection. I personally have benefited from a lot of commentaries. I do benefit from a lot of commentaries, from seeking wisdom from people who have studied these books for years and years. I benefit a lot. There's not a lot of times where I would say I was moved in reading a commentary, but I would say that about these particular volumes. The theological and devotional approach that Kidner takes lends itself to pastoral ministry for sure, and just also an individual's faith and walk with God. They're that good. I don't think every TOTC commentary volume could be read straight through easily. I think these can be read straight through easily. They're that accessible, and they can be used, for example, as a devotional supplement. The content of the layout of the contents is very simple. It's easy on the eyes. If you do use this as a reference tool, it's easy to find things with bold headings and bold verses. If you want a little bit more depth on the some of the exegetical matters, there's footnotes. But the main portion of the commentary is where I think people will spend the majority of their time, and that's where the focus is on the theology and theological and devotional insight. Now, the TOTC series has undergone different cover designs, and I wanted to show you some of those because if you find Psalms by Derek Kidner and some of these other cover designs, you should know it's the same content. So, for instance, this is, I believe, the first cover design for the TOTC series. If it's not the first, it's one of the earliest. This is obviously not the Psalms volume, but if you find this particular green and yellow cover design, Psalms by Derek Kidner, just know that it's the same content as this cover design that I'm showing you. Another cover design that the TOTC series had is this black one. Again, obviously this is a different volume, but I'm just showing you that if you find in this cover design Psalms by Derek Kidner, it's the same content. Now, these Kidner's volumes on Psalms have actually been lifted out of the TOTC series. They have been replaced by another more recent volume written by Tremper Logman, who is a prolific author and an Old Testament scholar. He has written, it's just actually one volume, it's one book that covers all of the Psalms. It's about twice the size of these. But that volume has now replaced Kidner's in this series. However, these Kidner volumes on Psalms are so beloved, as his other commentaries are, that the publisher decided to keep printing them just under a different title, and it's actually called the Kidner Classic Commentaries series. So the volume that I have in that particular series is the Jeremiah one, obviously. But if you buy Kidner's Psalms commentary, fresh off the press, it's going to have this cover design, obviously say Psalms by Derek Kidner. Now, just a caution. Sometimes when commentaries go out of print, yet they're still very popular and very desired, the price skyrockets on secondary markets, because it's just like any other rare book. It goes out of print and the demand is high, the price goes up. I have seen this cover design where where people are asking a lot of money for these volumes or some of the other cover designs that I've showed you. And I think the assumption is that they are out of print. They are not out of print. You can get you can get these volumes in this series new for probably $15 to $20 a book. So don't fall for that assumption that these are out of print. They are not out of print, and you can still get them at a very reasonable price. So I hope this video has been helpful to you in understanding this well-reviewed commentary on the Book of Psalms by Derek Kidner. I'll put some links down below. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you for visiting bestbiblecommentaries.com.